So look at this. Let me remove that so y'all can see. So here are 12 big announcements we can expect tomorrow. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Samsung exclusive colors, at least for the Flip, are on here. And if they don't have the exclusives for the folds, we'll do a quick search real quick and find out. Let's see here. So yeah, we all know we're getting smartphones, right? And here are the latest confirmed specs. So the Fold 8, the new wide body, the new wide dual 50 megapixel rear camera system. We did think the wide was going to get the Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge cameras, which is a 200 megapixel sensor that's on the S26 Ultra, and then a 50 megapixel ultra wide sensor. That's not the, well, I guess you are getting the 50 megapixel, but they're not putting that 200 megapixel sensor that you will find on the Edge. They're actually putting in a twin 50 megapixel rear camera system. Look, these cameras are not going to blow anybody away. We all know this. Now, that's one of my gripes with Samsung. That's one of my gripes with buying a $2,000 phone is they don't even put the best hardware on there. Like, again, I'm not a foldable person. I love the flips, but I just can't do the folds. This is one of the reasons why. If I'm going to be spending $2,000, I better be getting top-notch shit on my phones, and they just simply not doing that. So I'm like, okay, like, I personally would rather go get an Oppo Find X9 Ultra, right? I'd rather use that than a foldable. That's just me. Like, I'm not that ooh and odd over a folding display. I like the flips are different. Again, I don't know. I just love those phones. But the foldables, Samsung's going to have to do more because, look, I'm sure it'll take decent pictures. But so again, like I said, it's not going to wow you, right? But look, as long as you know that and you're okay with it, you know, okay. So it'll have the twin 50 megapixel rear sensors. Now, here's one thing that's different from the Fold 7. So on these Fold 8s, whether it's the Fold 8 Wide or the Fold 8 Ultra, you're getting the full octa-core Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Hang on one second. You're not getting the 7-core like what came on last year's Fold 7. Remember, they took a core out of the CPU last year so it doesn't overheat? This year, you're getting full 8 cores now because it's more efficient. So that means you'll be getting more power. And they're increasing the battery size. But I don't think charging is confirmed, is it? Hang on, I got to plug my PC in. So you're getting the full 8 octa-core CPU, which is good, right? I was in favor of doing the 7-core CPU, just like what came in the S25 Edge, 7-core. I like that because it wouldn't overheat, right? And I had issues with overheating in the S25 Ultra, so that's why that was a major concern of mine, getting the Edge. Didn't overheat. Let's see, for the Ultra, you're getting the 200 megapixel sensor, but this is I must remind people, this is like a 6-year-old sensor. So don't get too excited. Oh my God, 200 megapixels. It's the same 200 megapixels that's in the S26 Ultra. Not going to wow anybody, but it is what it is. That's what we're getting. And then you're getting 250 megapixels. So you're getting a 200 megapixel main shooter, and you're getting a 50 megapixel ultra wide. And where's the third sensor? I believe you're getting, is it the 200 and then 50 and 50, I believe. So they're missing a camera on the back here because the Ultra is going to have 3 sensors. You're getting an upgraded 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, here's the thing. A publication came out yesterday and said the battery life, now we'll have to wait and see. Well, I'll need your input if you're going to get the Ultra. They said that the battery life on the Z Fold 8 Ultra is supposed to be at least 25% better than the Fold 7. Now, I've heard a lot of complaints online in regards to the Z Fold 7 battery life, that it just absolutely sucks. Maybe the case. I would know, I don't have one, but they're saying that this one's supposed to have better battery life because they've increased the battery size slightly. And it's going to have a more efficient display. This is going to have the M14 OLED panel, which is 73% more efficient than the M13 OLED panel. And you're getting a more efficient CPU. So I guess theoretically you should get better battery life, but we'll have to wait and see. You know how this goes. You know, they can say one thing and then real life it's something else. And obviously battery life depends a lot on what you do on your phone. A lot. You know, but I guess time will tell. You're getting an increased vapor chamber as well. And then on the Flip series, you're getting a split CPU. So in the United States, if you want now this is the very best part, and this is why I'm upgrading. The Z Flip series, if you've had the last two flips, the Flip 7 and the Flip 6, they've had Exynos CPUs in them. And let's face it, not the best. Right? Like, didn't really wow me at all. And it did not get T-Mobile's new 5G network or AT&T's new 5G network. The Release 18. Exynos and the modem in the Exynos doesn't pick it up. That's why I'm so excited for them putting in the United States. Samsung's putting the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 CPU in the Flip 8. It also has the new X85 modem, which gets T-Mobile's new 5G network, AT&T's new 5G network. So this is great. This is the best thing that could have happened if you're a Flip lover. And you may not even be aware of kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff, or, you know, the modems in these CPUs. Do they pick up the new 5G? Do they not? This is a big deal. So take my word for it. If you are ever on the fence about getting a Flip, this one is the one to get. That's why I'm getting it. I originally was not, but now after seeing all this, I'm like, yeah, it's time to get one again. So, and in other regions, in Europe, sorry, y'all are getting the Exynos CPU. Sucks to be you. But I think the only Flip 8s that are getting the Exynos, the only Flips that are getting the Snapdragon CPUs is the United States and South Korea. If you're anywhere else in the world, you're getting an Exynos. So if you're in South Africa, you're getting Exynos. If you're in Poland, you're going to get an Exynos. Australia, Exynos, which sucks. But maybe you could jump on eBay and find a Snapdragon 8 Elite, a US version or South Korean version, and you're going to get the Snapdragon variant. So you're getting an upgraded battery. You're getting 50 megapixel main sensor. And here is the big news for the day. If you're a potential Flip buyer, online exclusive colors like mint and lavender. Now, the mint color, I think they had the mint color in the Flip 7 from last year. Was it last year or the Flip 6? I can't remember. One of them, or maybe it was an S20. Well, I think it was an S25, no? That had that mint color, like the light green color. Looks pretty nice. But lavender is a weird choice for a Samsung exclusive on the Flip series because they're already going to have a pink color. So the carriers are getting black, white, and pink Flips. And then on Samsung.com, you can get black, white, pink, but they're also going to carry mint and lavender. And lavender, I'm assuming, is going to be more purple kind of looking color, which, look, I'm glad Samsung is embracing women purchasing this phone. And it's kind of funny because I'm such a Flip fan. I've been on TikTok for the last week. I have not seen one guy with a Flip. I just realized that last night. I'm like, is this like a girly phone, quote unquote? Because I haven't seen any guys with this Flip. So I'm like, well, I'm definitely not getting any fruity colors. People might start to question me. But I'll probably get white. I think I'm going to stick with white. I've had the black in the Flip. I just never had a white one. So I think I'm going to go with white. So you're also getting watches. So we are getting these new Galaxy Watch 9s. Now, there's not, off the top, you're going to see these new Galaxy Watch 9s and you're going to be like, was it the S25 Ultra was lime green or light green or mint green? That's pretty nice. With these new Samsung Galaxy Watch 9 models, At first glance, you might be like, I don't need to upgrade. It's just a refresh, no big deal. Well, you're gonna want to look at the fine print because it's in the details is where you're going to see the upgrade. Samsung is not only upgrading the Flip series to a Snapdragon CPU, Samsung is also upgrading these watches to Snapdragon CPUs. And that is music to your ears. If you haven't had the best experience on let's say a watch 7 series or even the current watch 8 series, if you haven't had the best experience, more than likely it's due to the CPU. Samsung put Exynos CPUs in their wearables for the last few years. I think, in my opinion, it kind of sucked. Every now and then, a little laggy, a little jittery, not the smoothest operating system. Look, this is going to just change the game. This is going to turn the wearable game for Samsung upside down in a good way. The new Snapdragon wearable CPUs are freaking phenomenal. I did some research into this yesterday and I was blown away. So I'm really, really excited. Now, one issue we've been having are the sensors are not that accurate on Samsung watches. We've tried the classic model and we've tried the standard model. Haven't tried the Ultra, but the Ultra has the same sensor. So I didn't want to waste money on buying an Ultra if it had the same exact sensor, same exact CPU as the classic variant and the standard variant. This year, I haven't found any information saying that they were going to upgrade these sensors on here on these watches that tell your heart rate, your all that stuff. But something as little as changing the CPU can change everything. It can control that sensor and it can be way more accurate. So you're definitely going to get a smoother, faster experience on these wearables. I've heard that they're going to upgrade. See, just changing the CPU will do this. They're going to increase the refresh rate on the display of these on the display of these wearables. So you're going to get a nice, smooth 120 hertz refresh rate on a smartwatch. Because right now I think they were at 60. So this new wearable chip is freaking incredible. So if you're on the fence as well, maybe you have a 2-year-old Watch 7 and you're like, I don't need to upgrade. It looks the same. It may look the same from the outside, but inside it's completely different. So keep that in mind. You might want to get one. I think it will be worth your time, possibly worth your money, but we'll have to see once reviews come in. I think it's going to be a very good thing. Galaxy Watch 2 Ultra, nothing new CPU, that's about it. But like as I mentioned, that's a good thing. New Galaxy Ring, likely edition, Galaxy Ring 2. I don't know how true this is. I haven't seen any leaks. I haven't seen any FCC certifications. I haven't seen anything. So you know how Samsung does it where they'll launch these foldables. We're definitely getting wearables. We're definitely getting phones. But towards the end of the Unpacked event, they'll say, well, look what we've been working on. And they show some stupid trailer for some new product, right? It's probably what they're going to do with the new Ring 2. Probably what they're going to do with the Samsung Galaxy smart glasses. Now, they have the Galaxy, what do they call them? XR. It's like the Apple Vision Pro, whatever they call it. They have that for sale right now. I don't think anybody's bought it, but they're also coming out with frames like Ray-Ban, Meta AI. I don't know. I'm not really into that stuff. Maybe I will be in the future, but right now I just whatever. But they're going to tease. Samsung now has smart glasses that they're going to tease. They're also going to potentially launch something we haven't really talked about, new tablets. So it looks like I think we are going to get the phones, get the watches, and then get new tablets. So I've seen the Samsung Galaxy Tab S12 did pass FCC certification. You know what that means? If they pass certification a week or two right before they're officially announced, probably means they're going to start selling them pretty soon. So I think we are going to get new Galaxy Tab S12s. Now I think they're going to do it like last year, where there's not going to be a. Actually, you know what? Is there a plus model? Because in the past they've always had a small one, a plus, and an ultra. Last year they did away with the plus and just had the small and the ultra. But I think the one that went through FCC certification, I think that one was the plus model. So I don't know what Samsung's doing. Let's see. Samsung Galaxy Tab S12 FCC, and then go over to news. Tab S12. So it was just the regular S12. Let's see. Tab S12, that went through FCC certification. Nope. We've seen renders of the S12 Ultra. So it does look like we're getting tablets. I don't know which ones. We're definitely getting a small S12 and a S12 Ultra. I don't know about the Plus, but I'm kind of in the market for looking for one. But we shall see tomorrow. Galaxy Buds. Now, I don't think they're going to release any new ones tomorrow because they just released new ones with the S26 series. But Samsung is working on new buds that I think they're going to tease. Have you seen those buds? They're really weird. They're like a nose ring, a bull ring, nose ring. You know how some people have that bull ring, right? Or it's in your nose. Well, they have something similar. You might have seen these. It's like a C, and it has two buds on the end of each C, and it fits inside your ear like this. Like one part goes in your ear that plays the audio, and the other part wraps around the back of your ear. But it's like an earring right here, like a C earring, but it's a bud. So I think Motorola has some now. I know some other audio companies sell them already. But Samsung's going to get in on the mix, and I've seen renders of those. So they are working on that type of style. I just don't think you're going to see them tomorrow as far as to purchase. But I think they will tease something of the sort tomorrow. And if you are interested, they'll probably launch them here in the next few months. I don't know. New software in Galaxy AI features. Who cares about... To be honest with you, who cares, right? No, do we use AI that much? I certainly don't, but you might, but I don't really. I use one or two things and that's it. So One UI 9, these new devices, these new foldables, the phones are going to launch with Android 17 based One UI 9 right out of the box. Right out of the box. So you'll have, just like last year with the foldables, you'll actually have the latest and greatest Samsung software has to offer. Even better than on the S26 Ultra. Now, S26 Ultra will get updated to One UI 9, I don't know, in a month or two. But if you're getting a foldable, you'll have the latest and greatest from Samsung software. And One UI 9 is also coming to watches, Gemini Intelligence, and Android advancements that we'll just have to wait and see. Don't really have any updates on that so far. But it should be interesting. So interested in seeing that. Let's see here. Any new information? Oh, I wanted to see if we could find out before we get out of here. I wanted to see if we can find out any new colors. Exclusive colors. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, doesn't look like it on here. So what I'm going to do is search for Samsung because we already know the Samsung exclusive colors on the Flip, but want to see if we can find any for the folds, and it looks like we might have one here. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 features an online exclusive pistachio color. Again, why are they going the Google route and giving these colors different names? Like pistachio, are we talking about the actual pistachio nut? Are we talking about the shell? There's different shades. I've seen pistachios that are darker. I've seen pistachios that are lighter. Why can't you just say light green, dark green? Whatever. So apparently that's new to me. Maybe it's new to you. Now, this will only be available on Samsung.com. Now here's another one. Samsung exclusive foldable color options. Exclusive color for the Z Fold 8 Ultra, violet green. And there is a very dark green tone. So it looks like they're going off of this green color. Now, we've got two exclusive colors for the Flip, but you may or may not get two colors for the folds. Like, you might just have one exclusive color for the Fold 8 and maybe one other exclusive color for the Fold 8 Ultra. I don't know. They could have two exclusive colors per device. They could have three exclusive colors per device. Just a couple of years ago, I can't remember what launch it was, the S24 Ultra, maybe the S25 Ultra. They had like 3 or 4 exclusive online colors to choose from. I think they're going to tone it down as far as offer how many exclusive colors they're going to offer, just because when they make a whole new color, you have to make a whole new set of SKUs, of models. The more colors, the more models you make, the more money you have to invest in manufacturing. Remember, Samsung Mobile is losing money this year, so I think they're going to take the smart route and try to reduce the amount of overhead, their production costs. I think they're going to reduce it. I don't think you're going to see any more than maybe 2 Samsung exclusive colors that are going to be offered. So, but it looks like they're on this freaking green theme. It says you can also, this is on the Fold 8, the wide body, you can also choose from the standard retail colors like graphite, cream, and lavender, and then this pistachio color, a green color. So, man, I don't know why it's so hard for these companies to nail a good color phone. Like, it seems like every single year a new device comes out, every single year we're disappointed with colors. So, but there's always D-brand. There's always D-brand. You can always put a skin on it. You can always put a skin on it. Now, before we get out of here, let me see, am I missing anything? Do y'all have any new information? Yeah, it's very popular with women. I don't know why. I don't know. Prices are going to be crazy. Yeah, they are. I know. And that's why I'm not getting it. To be honest with you, if I'm going to spend $2,000, the closest thing that I would even consider is the Motorola. That's because they spec it out, and that's what they should do for $2,000. So, I have used Z Fold 6 after 1 year. My screen has green lines. Don't buy first generation wide Fold 2. It sucks. We shall see. Hopefully you had insurance, because that would, well, you know what? If there's no signs of damage, you can get that replaced from Samsung under warranty. So, I mean, there is that. But yeah, I've said in the past, typically I try to stay away from first generation products. I've said that plenty of times, that it's typically like with the second go around, the second generation of a brand new product, a brand new model, a brand new SKU, that they seem to iron out the kinks. And that goes for any company, not just Samsung. I'm talking about Apple, Motorola, even cars like with a Mazda or a Ford. Second generation is usually when they iron out all the kinks, when they get all the little things that pop up that they didn't think of during testing phase. You know, all sorts of stuff, little things pop up when you can test a couple thousand units, but when you put out a few million units, you're going to have stuff, come up that you didn't even think about. And they'll go back into the drawing board for that second model, that second generation, and they'll go fix and fine tune all the stuff that they didn't think about or anticipate happening. They'll go back to the drawing board. They'll redesign this, redesign that, and what do you know? On the second gen, you have a pretty good model. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people are going to buy this Z Fold 8, but keep that in mind. You can file if you have green lines. That is replaceable under warranty, I think, for at least 1 year. And then, like I said earlier in the stream, you got to get insurance. You have to. I'm not using a foldable without insurance. So just keep that in mind. I love the clip style. Wearing them right now. Oh, really? You know, I've maybe it was the one. Maybe I didn't have. I think I tried. I can't remember where I tried it. I can't remember. I just remember having something like that in my ear, and so I guess since it doesn't have that, maybe Samsung will be different, but it doesn't have that silicone tip that seals your ear, right? So I can't remember where I was, or what type of, it was something like that. I think I was testing it out for, oh, you know what? I was testing it out for Tozo, or yeah, I think anyway, it's an audio company. They sent me some to test out. I was at a store or something, and I was playing music, right? And I remember reaching out and grabbing something, and the person next to me was like, "Oh, I like that song." I'm like, "Huh?" Because, you know, when I'm in public, I'm on my business, you know, whatever. I'm in my own zone, right? And they're like, "Oh, I like that. I love that song." I was like, "Are they talking to me?" And then they looked at me, and I'm like, "Huh?" And like, "Yeah, man, I play that all the time." And I like, hold up, let me pause my music. I'm like, "What'd you say?" "Oh, I love your music." I'm like, damn. So they can hear like what I'm playing in my ear because it's not sealed off, you know? Maybe Samsung fixed that. I don't know. Maybe I need to turn my music down. I don't know. But I always remember that. I was like, huh? I'm looked like I had seen a ghost or something. I'm like, huh? You talking to me? Because I'm so used to having silicone tips. I can play my music loud as I want. Nobody knows what I'm listening to. Not that like I'm listening to anything crazy, but you know, it's just funny. But we'll have to see. Open ear clip-on buds. Interesting. Well, Samsung is coming out with some. Again, probably not tomorrow, but I think they're going to tease them, so to speak. And look, I'm sure Samsung makes, in my opinion, the best. Well, I'm not going to say the best, right? I haven't tested all of them, but my favorite audio products as far as earbuds go. I've used Galaxy Buds forever. I just love them. So I'm sure their products are going to be top notch. So we'll have to see. I don't know if they do have a little. And look, you could find some aftermarket stuff, like, you know, on those Galaxy, the beans. I know they don't call them beans, but what are they? Buds Live. Galaxy Buds Live. That didn't have a silicone reinforced tip that, you know, holds the audio in. You could go on Amazon, and actually aftermarket companies make a little sleeve that you could put that little Galaxy Buds Live, the one that looks like a pinto bean. You could put it in this little sleeve, silicone sleeve, and then insert it in your ear, and that kind of held the audio in. I'm assuming there's probably some aftermarket companies that do the same thing, especially with these, because they're going to sell a ton of these. Yeah, I'm serious. I'll never forget that. It was like, I don't know why. It's just a random experience that I've always thought about and laughed at, you know, when you think about stuff in the past. Because it took me a second. I was like, what? I was like, I know you're not talking to me. They were talking to me. And anyways, stupid. Yeah, but I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate the time. Remember, if you're on the fence, if you're thinking about getting a foldable, maybe you're thinking about getting a watch, subscribe to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel and or now TikTok. page, profile, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm on TikTok now as well. Link should be down below in the video description. Subscribe. I'm going to cover this extensively. When I say extensively, I mean extensively. If you watch all of my content here over the next few days, you're going to know if you should get one, if it makes sense, where you should buy it, where you can save the most money, how much you're going to get for your trade-in. I even have a trade-in hack that I'm going to reveal. Yes, you heard me right. A trade-in hack that I'm going to reveal tomorrow. I'm not going to reveal it now because I need to actually go do my hack right now so I can get the best deal on my trade-in and my upgrade. But join me tomorrow. I'll explain everything tomorrow. We're going to go live. I think it's 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And probably done by around 9, possibly 10. I think I'm going to schedule a live stream for around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I may still have bedhead, but hey, we'll go live. We'll break everything down. But I'm going to place my order right before I go live just to make sure I have everything set in stone coming to me so I can focus on the stream. I made that mistake a couple times a year or two ago where I was like, let me go live and then I'll pre-order my phone. Delay. If you don't order it right away, you might see a delay. Or the color you really want has a delay, but then the color you really didn't want is like, hey, we can deliver it to you on Monday. I'm like, damn it. I didn't want to get that color, but that happens too. Let's see. I'm thinking of trading my Z Fold 7 for the Z Fold 8 Ultra, but I have been conflicted because I want the S26 Ultra 2. I miss my S25 Ultra with better battery and camera. And the S Pen is not going to work on these foldables. I'm sure you're well aware of that with the Fold 7. Again, one of the many reasons why I don't get a foldable. What's the point? And again, I'm not sure if you caught most of the live stream, but yeah, I have a big problem with spending $2,000 on a phone and they don't even give you the best specs. Now, I know no phone is perfect. There's always going to be something you could upgrade or something you could improve upon. But I don't know, just something about a $2,000 phone and they're not even giving you the best sensors, like camera sensors. So don't get me started, but I would go for the S26 Ultra, but that's just me. Now, you said you wanted the Z Fold 8 Ultra, which is going to be ultra expensive. I'm sure you're well aware of that by now. I think the base, we don't know, but that's why come tomorrow, we'll have all the information for you. Everything will be confirmed. I think the Fold 8 Ultra starts out at $2,300, and then if you want the 1 terabyte model, you're looking at $3,000. Maybe that's not a concern of yours, but for many people it is. My personal opinion, I would go with the S26 Ultra. Battery life's going to be longer. You do have a better camera system, S Pen support, and it is a pretty big screen. I mean, what is it? 6.8, 6.9 inches. It's pretty freaking big. It gets brighter, so that's just my opinion. But come join me tomorrow. We'll break down the prices. We'll break down trade-ins. We'll see how much you can get for your Fold 7 for the trade-in for the Fold 8 Ultra. We'll break down, is Best Buy your best option? Maybe T-Mobile, maybe a carrier is your best option. Join me tomorrow. I'll have everything figured out for everybody. So I will schedule the live stream as soon as I'm done here. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified when I go live. And tomorrow is going to be fun. Tomorrow will be fun. So I appreciate your time. Please, everybody, have a safe and enjoyable rest of the day. You're also going to want to subscribe because we do giveaways all the time here. All the time. I just think there was last month we did 6 or 7 days in a row of a giveaway. They typically try to do 1, maybe 2 giveaways per week, but you got to be subscribed. And who knows, maybe we'll do one tomorrow. Wink, wink. We're also going to have cases. I'm going to do a lot of case reviews for the Flip 8. And I'm going to do case reviews for the Fold 8. And I know you're thinking, Fold 8? I thought you said you're not getting a Fold 8. Well, I'm not. But a case company came through for me. I just got in touch with. They're going to send me a device that I can do case reviews on. if that makes sense. So if you're thinking about getting a Fold 8 or Fold 8 Ultra, I'm going to have all the case reviews for that, case reviews for the Flip 8. Here at eSIM Studios, we do it all. We're everything technology. So appreciate your time. See you tomorrow. Please be safe. I'll see you in the morning. Don't be late, because I probably will. It is what it is. I'll see you in the morning. Peace.